Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to NET Sports. Don't forget that in March, the best high school basketball teams in the state compete in 6 different classes and games broadcast live on NET. The NSAA State Girls High School Basketball Championships will be broadcast March 5th, and the NSAA State Boys High School Basketball Championships March 12th. Games will begin at 9 a.m. Central both days and will continue throughout the day. There's action in all classes. Visit netnebraska.org/sports for game times. A live webcast will also be available at our website and on the NET Nebraska app. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here getting ready for the Class B boys finals, starting with Hastings. We'll be taking on the Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts, and the Hastings team consisting of Skylar Walk, the senior, Austin Seaman, a junior, Connor Smith, a returning senior, Bladen Hogan, the junior, Marcel Mullen, another junior, Corby Kluver, a senior, and Jordan Ismael rounding out the roster for Hastings. Moving over to Lincoln Pius, head coach Larry Putney, leading the team with Tony Massinelli, a senior, Cameron Carney, the sophomore, Martin Berkey, a junior, Jay Burnett, a junior, Danny Pham, the senior, and rounding out the roster, AJ Putney, the freshman. All right, we'll be back with more bowling in just a few minutes. Join us here at NET Sports.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank knows the importance of giving back. That's why we're committed to support charitable, educational, and service organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. Last year, U.S. Bank employees provided more than 3,000 hours of community service in Nebraska, and we're dedicated to continuing that support. U.S. Bank, serving you in Nebraska. Member FDIC.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
For me, asking why is just getting started.
It's more than an activity. It's me doing what I love.
I'm not a stereotype. When I rewrite the rules, things get better.
I know that all these experiences matter.
These moments will help me become something more.
Little things always lead to something bigger.
Do it.
Track it.
Earn it.
What you're doing now will help you get scholarships later. Find resources from Education Quest at trackyoursuccess.org.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Baer Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
We'll now proceed to the first item on today's agenda.
Log on to netnebraska.org/capital to stay connected to what's happening in your state government. Nebraska Capitol Live brings you daily coverage of important decisions from Nebraska's courts, legislative hearings, and events at the governor's office. In the office or at home, you can always stay informed with Nebraska Capitol Live at netnebraska.org/capital.
I want to belong to it because I get so much back. There isn't anything else that I can have every day available like NET. So NET is on the radio and on the TV all the time. Every day we should start the day with singing and dancing and, feeling elevated by the arts. We watch, listen, and support NET.
Get your copy of the 2016 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD, offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Visit www.nhsbf.com and follow the links to preserve your state championship memories for a lifetime. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here at Sun Valley Lanes for the Class B Boys State Bowling Championships. I'm John Lucido, stepping in for the Larry Putney, who is down on the lanes, ladies and gentlemen, coaching the Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts. And we are here with Stephanie Johnson, great professional bowler, the Stephanie Johnson, PWBA superstar. And we're just about ready to get the action started in what should be some pretty good competition. The defending champs, the Hastings boys, will be taking on the Thunderbolts. So we're just about ready to get the action going. So, Stephanie, we've seen some pretty good boys competition thus far today. What do you think? You have any predictions here? Or?
You know, I'm not too familiar with these teams, although looking at their past records, I'm hopeful that it'll be an exciting match. We'll just have to see how it goes.
Yeah, glancing through the rosters and the team information, we've got several players averaging over 200, so we know that these kids can throw some strikes.
Yeah, they're not new to this. Like you said, Hastings is the defending champion, so we'll see if they can bring it this year again.
Yes, the Tigers are, I'm sure they're hungry for another one of their state titles. They've ran the field pretty well yesterday here. They qualified here at Sun Valley during the Class B boys qualifying and really
led by about 300 pins, it looks like.
Yeah, lapped the field. So here we go, first shot. And that's how you do it right there for the Hastings Tigers.
Get started on a good note.
Well, Thunderbolts can try to answer. Martin Berkey here coming up for the Thunderbolts. Just a little bit wide there for Martin.
And his sister bowled yesterday, Lauren.
All right,
so it runs in the family.
Austin Seaman stepping up on lane 27. Trying to take advantage of the double. Look at that. What he did.
I'd say so.
Absolutely. Great start for the Tigers. Coming out with a roar there, Stephanie. Wow, yes.
That's all I got.
Let's see Mark going for the 1-2-4-7. What do you think? Ooh.
It's a tough spare.
That it is. Can be missed a couple different ways, just like, unfortunately, like he did. Connor Smith stepping up for the Hastings Tigers. Like to take advantage of their double, maybe make it a turkey if he can.
He's one of their seniors. He's going to attend Central Community College. Not sure what he's going to study. I'm sure he'll figure it out, though.
Yeah, that college time is somewhat.
You got to know what you want to do right away, and it's not always easy.
It's tough to know.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
All right, coming up for the Thunderbolts, A.J. Putney making the shot, trying to get the first strike, and he does.
All right.
Coach's son there making him proud, I'm sure.
Sir is. And he's just a freshman, so he's got plenty of time left.
Plenty of time. Great cover there by Mr. Smith. So Hastings is clean through 3. Cameron Carney coming up for the Thunderbolts on lane 28. The southpaw. Great shot. Messenger almost. Just a little bit short.
Crowd down the lane can't see the 7-pin, but
it's still there.
Still standing. Sure he can convert that.
Bladen Hogan up for the Tigers, going to the cross side. Here's just the 6-pin.
You know, Larry and I talked about it earlier. It's very important for these kids to keep the ball in play and just leave makeable spares and just, you know, stay in the moment.
Absolutely, and Cameron does it real well there.
And so far, they're doing a really good job.
All right, so Bladen going cross lane for this 6-pin, lane 27. Bladen averages almost 205 or so. It's pretty good. Very good there.
He's got a high game of 300 and a high series of 747.
All right, stepping up on lane 28 is Jay Burnett. Jay's first shot out in the lane pretty well, yeah. Great job there, Jay.
Well, he said the strength of his game is striking. So he is keeping true to that.
Yeah, he just proved it. All right, Marcel Mullen coming up on lane 27 for the Tigers. A little bit wide. Almost got back. Oh, got a wobble. Almost.
It's a good 9 count out of that.
Yeah, that could have been a phenomenal break. Pretty happy. Could have left the 2-4-8-10 just as easy. So that's a good break for the Tigers.
Make sure to capitalize on that.
All right, Danny Pham, the two-hander on lane 28.
Solid double.
Just like that.
Puts him right back in the game.
That's a style we really haven't seen much of, is the two-hander. We'll come back to that. All right, good cover there by Marcel.
We'll flip lanes here. We'll just note that in this division there are 5 bowlers, so they will each bowl 2 frames per game.
And to the halfway point, we're pretty close. Within 6 or 7 pins. All right, stepping up on the left lane. Thunderbolts. And then Martin Berkey. Trying to keep the string going, he does. That was big.
That's a huge triple right there for them.
Yeah, that definitely puts a little pressure on the Tigers. Our senior, Skylar Walk, coming up on lane 28. Looks pretty good there, too. Oh, oh!
Almost.
Oh, that was a bad break. That's the fast 8, right? Could have been a strike just as easy.
He's a senior. He's going to go attend Hastings College and study psychology.
All right, A.J. Putney coming up on lane 27. Working on a 3-bagger for the Thunderbolts. Looks pretty good off his hand. Stuns that 10-pin.
Solid.
4-bagger for the Thunderbolts. That's pretty good. They are now in the lead by about 6. Could move to 16 just as easy. Good cover. Good cover there. All right. Cameron Carney, the southpaw. He's a sophomore.
He's interested in welding. That's a change from bowling.
That it is. He says he likes to work on cars and some other stuff. He likes to be busy with his hands, and that's good.
That's perfect.
Yeah. All right, the junior Austin Seaman on lane 28. The Tigers still in this.
Looks
Trying to
like
get
a
them
good
going.
shot.
Yeah, great shot. Mixed him off the wall.
Gets the carry.
Yep.
Hopefully set some momentum for his team.
Well, now we have a 12-pin game. And a strike by the Tigers could reduce that to a few. Cameron trying to cover the bucket. That's a tough spare.
That's a tough spare.
Yeah, he did that very well. Great job there for Cameron. All right, Connor Smith, the senior, averages 191. A little bit wide there. Leaves the 1-2-4. All right, we're still about 12 pins difference here, ladies and gentlemen. The Thunderbolts with a slight lead going into the 9th frame. Junior Jay Burnett.
Super important for them to understand it's never over till it's over.
True, we've seen that several times today. Good break there for Jay. Could have been a tricky washout. The 1-2-4 for both players on the lanes.
And it's not exactly an easy spare.
Yeah, as you know, you got to get the ball to the left side of that head pin, otherwise you could chop it.
Get it the hard way.
Or get it that way, that's right. Because there's no style points.
We don't get brownie points. We were talking about that earlier. Spare's a spare, strike's a strike.
Well, Jay would like to keep the Thunderbolts in the lead. The spare here will help do that. What do you think, Stephanie?
Looks good. Oh.
There we go. We were just talking about that.
We were just talking about it.
The dreaded kiss of death. Well, we could have a lead change here, ladies and gentlemen. Bladen Hogan coming up on lane number 28. Like the strike for the Tigers could help them get in the lead.
Goes high. Gets a good break, though.
Yeah, a little bit left off his hand, would you say?
I would say so.
All right, Danny Pham coming up on lane 27, and he is a two-hander, which means that he basically holds the ball differently than most players and will release it at the last second.
You can see he doesn't use his thumb either.
Correct. 3-6-10 for Danny.
So must pick up situation for him to keep the pressure on.
Bladen Hogan cross
Hastings.
lane at the 610. He got it. Well, we could have a tie.
We could.
And that will
Which
mean
would result in a sudden death.
Yeah.
We haven't had that yet for
No.
either of the boys' matches or the girls yesterday.
Now let's see what happens here with Danny. Needs to cover the 3-6-10, and he does. All right, so Marcel Mullen coming up on lane 28. Would like to strike. Actually, if he strikes out.
It's a must strike for him right now to.
Well, definitely keep them close. What happens? Oh. Late falling 7th, and he gets 8. So, with a spare to strike, they would shoot 199, which means that Danny coming up here in lane 27 for the Thunderbolts needs 9 pins to lock them out, correct?
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
I think he likes it.
That's enough. 1 is enough.
There we go.
1 or 100, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. So
We're going to see
they
the
will take
Thunderbolts.
the
They're going to take
first
a lead.
game. Thunderbolts have defeated the Tigers, so they're up in the match 1-0. Hastings can strike for 199. Lincoln Pace has 200 already.
Well, a great game by the Tigers, and this is probably somewhat of a normal game for them. So, we said it before we started. We thought we'd see some good bowling, and they haven't disappointed.
And they've had a 10-0 record up until this point, so this is new to them. Going into the first match, being defeated.
Well, you can't get it any closer than that, Stephanie. 200 to 199.
1 pin or 10 pins, a win is a win.
A win is a win, absolutely. All right, so here we are. It's the best 3 of 5 competition, ladies and gentlemen. We're at Sun Valley Lanes at the Class B Boys State Championships. And the Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts have taken an early lead, 1-0, as we go on to game number 2. Starting out for the Thunderbolts, lane 27 is Martin Berkey.
Just want to note that his uncle is Bill Straub, who is also the head coach of University of Nebraska.
Correct. His aunt
right here in Lincoln
is Kim Berkey Straub. And she bowled for Nebraska when I bowled, actually.
Okay.
Definitely, there's some bowling genes in that family.
Bowling in the blood.
Absolutely. Good break there for the Tigers. Going through the nose, breaking up the potential split, leaving just the 6-10. Keeps Skyler out of trouble and cross lane spare. And there we see Coach Putney giving some advice there to Martin about shooting at that 9-pin.
I'd be curious to ask Larry if he's more nervous up here or down there.
I'd be willing to bet that it's down.
He has no control down there, right?
No, yeah, that's right. He controls everything up here. But
It's a much different environment.
absolutely. All right, Skyler shooting cross lane at the 6-10. Covers it. Showing the reason why the Tigers are who they are. And as we said earlier, Stephanie, it's spares really that, are all the difference in the world. A lot of these kids instinctively think it's about strikes, right?
The strikes are going to come, but spares are what's going to win. That's for sure. We've seen it already, both today and yesterday.
All right, A.J. Putney. Also, some great shots there with the Putney family. Brooke is a past state champion, his sister. And looks like he might have learned a thing or two from her, maybe.
Maybe.
All right, the junior, Austin Seaman, coming up on lane 28. Looks like a great shot. That it was.
We're even through 2.
And he's grinning from ear to ear there, and I don't blame him. That helps loosen the ice a little bit for the Tigers.
That'll get some positive energy going.
All right, Cameron Carney on lane 27. Ooh, a bit wide there. It's the 1-3-6-7.
Not the easiest spare. It's certainly makeable.
Connor Smith coming back up for the Tigers on lane 28. Senior, a little bit wide there. Ball came in a little bit late. Leaves the 2-8. All right, so what's Cameron want to do here, Stephanie?
Well, essentially, he's going to want to get the ball to the right side of the head pin and and slide that right into the 7.
Almost. Right idea, right?
That's the key.
And this bear is not easy either, right? The 2-8.
No, he'll probably want to adjust a few boards right with his feet and let his ball come in and make sure it picks up that sleeper.
So the hooking action gives him a little better chance, maybe?
It usually does.
Fortunately
that didn't
did not
work out in his favor. So again, we're still even through 3. Both teams have 48 in the 3rd frame.
Jay Burnett started out bowling in the Catholic Schools Middle League. Started bowling, and now look, he's on a state championship event here.
It's very exciting. You know, everybody's got a bowling story and why they're started. And
he's the high average for the team, too, 201.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Blade Hogan, the Tigers' high average. That's an important strike there, answering strike for strike to the Thunderbolts. And we have a tie match, ladies and gentlemen, through the first 4 frames. We are dead even. And the last one, up by a pin. Wow. Doesn't get much better than this. Danny Pham, light pocket. Oh, doesn't get the break on the 7 pin.
Quite carry the 7 pin. Good shot, though.
Yeah, so no Marcel, the junior. Can get a strike here. He can give the Tigers a slight lead. There's the shot. Looks pretty good. Yeah, he got the break there.
You could tell he liked that one off his hand.
Yep. You just know these kids they're good enough. They have a pretty good idea when the ball's off their hand. We can just tell by looking at their body reaction what's going to happen.
And Marcel's been bowling for 13 years, so he's not new to this scene, that's for sure.
Danny Pham covering the single pin very well. And, you know, that's kind of one of the challenges of the two-handers is throwing some of the spares. But, you know, he's made a couple difficult ones so far. So he might be the total package, I guess I would say, when it comes to that.
It's important to have a plastic ball, too, I think, spare shooting.
Absolutely, because those balls don't hook as much. Makes it a little bit easier to take the lane out of play.
It's the only ball I ever know is always coming with me.
The spare ball?
Absolutely.
Skylar wants to go to Hastings College and take psychology. It looks like he's got a pretty strong mental game based on that shot.
Yeah.
I think he might be going down the right path in life.
I would say he's got a good vision.
All right, Martin Berkey coming up in lane 28. Answers to the strike.
So right now, Hastings is up by approximately 20. But still a lot of game left.
All right, Austin Seaman on lane 27. Tries to get the, oh wait.
A little high.
Almost knocked over that 4 pin last second.
Gets the love tap, but it doesn't fall.
All right, AJ Putney coming on lane number 28. AJ's had some pretty good shots so far. I think he struck almost every ball. Maybe he has, and gets to death again. They just magically do it somehow.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see when you're the other team striking.
Well, Austin Seaman, Butch Hogan, the coach for the Hastings Tigers, is not his father, but he's indicated in some of his notes to us that he thinks that Butch is a second father, so it's almost like a battle of the sons almost.
Hey. You see that a lot with the high school teams, dads or moms coaching.
Yeah, you know, some of these coaches end up becoming almost, you know, they see their kids almost as much as their real parents. You know, when you stop and think about it between the practices and everything else. And
it's a different kind of family.
It is a different kind of family. That's a good way to think of it.
But it's exciting. I've been a part of many teams, and they all become your sisters and your brothers.
That's right. We bowl on Team USA and won our country some gold medals, correct?
Yes, we just got back from the World Championships. We defeated Korea, so we are the reigning world champions.
Well, that's awesome. Great job there, ladies. Go USA, right?
That's right.
All right. Tigers with a 31-pin lead currently going into the 8th frame, so it looks like they're might be putting the nails to Thunderbolts here this game. Cameron Carney would like to think otherwise, so let's see what happens.
Didn't quite get there. But the good news is it's, again, best 3 out of 5. So even if Hastings evens this up, there's still plenty of games left.
Now a spare for the Tigers, and as we've been saying all along, it's the spares really that are the key to the whole deal. The Thunderbolts have 2 opens this game. One of them was split. The Tigers have 1, but the Tigers had a couple extra strikes. So
right, makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
But it's important to just stay with it and keep the momentum going forward. It's never over till it's over.
Yeah, so we've seen that.
We saw that a couple matches today and yesterday.
All right, so Bladen Hogan. A little bit fast there, right?
Those are a little quick. You can tell their adrenaline is flowing and I'm sure their heart rate's up a little bit. But, it's just a matter of getting to the setting and channeling it correctly.
Yeah, Bladen's quite the competitor, though. I'm sure you're right. I think he's getting a little jazzed up and wants to.
I mean, listen, they're all here to win, so I understand.
True. Yeah. All right, Jay goes through the nose, leaves the 6-10, but out of trouble. But it should be a somewhat simple cross-lane spare for Bladen Hogan. And that it is.
There we go.
Crushed it like a bug. And that's about going to do it for the Tigers this game.
Yeah, they're up by 32 in the 8th and working on a spare.
Yeah, so just basically count will do this for them.
So mathematically.
Yeah.
But it's not to say Danny can't just throw a couple shots here and get comfortable again and just really pump his team up.
Marcel Mullen getting a strike for the Tigers. Should be nice to note that Marcel has a 3.8 GPA.
Smart kid.
Smart kid, yes.
A lot of these kids have a really bright future. Most of them are part of the National Honor Society, so it's just a true testament to their dedication.
Yeah, Marcel, looks like he wants to give back a little bit, wants to be a teacher.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of a nice thing.
Perfect.
Good for him. All right, we get a substitution here, right?
Substitution. Let them throw a couple shots.
No, that's okay. That doesn't hurt anything at all. Helps them get a little bit loose in case Coach Hogan is thinking about putting him in, and that'd be Corby.
And he's a senior as well, so.
And no schlubs on the Tigers either. I mean, he averages 188, so it's, somebody's got to sit the bench, I guess. Only have 5 at one time, and Tony Massinelli stepping in for the Thunderbolts.
It's not always easy getting off the bench and having to throw a shot, whether your team needs it or not.
No, especially here under the lights, and you've got, everybody watching, and now you've gotten stiff for a few minutes because you sat on the bench.
They qualified in a normal bowling center setting, and now we got lights. We have people sitting down the lane. We have the cameras moving. It's a very different element.
Yeah, and a lot of pressure. So Tony Massinelli trying to get another one for the Thunderbolts. 199 to 179, ladies and gentlemen.
So we are even.
We are even.
1-1.
Yep.
Again, it is the best 3 out of 5. So both teams are even right now. Some fairly high scoring.
Absolutely a.
Coach is giving their teams a little pep talk here.
I was going to say absolutely a consistent performance by the Tigers. 199 the first game and 199 the second game. So I guess what we figured out is that if the Thunderbolts can throw 200 or more, they'll win.
They may win.
I guess they will not. So Tigers are going to go the even keel. Let's see what happens this game.
Yeah.
We had some player changes at the 10th frame. I'll be curious to see if that was just to get them in or if it was actually a
keep them in the
strategic
lineup.
move by the coaches. So we'll see what's going on. But we're back to Skylar Walk on lane 27, starting them out for the Tigers. And we're even 1-1, ladies and gentlemen.
Good shot, just a little high.
Talking to Coach Putney before they started, he thought that this team really kind of faced some adversity and fought their way through some practices and worked on some basics to, get here.
Yeah.
And You know, obviously it looks like the fruit of their results is that they're in the TV finals. And
great shot.
Absolutely great shot there by Martin Berkey to
It's just
start the Thunderbolts off.
a true testament that, once again, you know, not always the most physically talented teams advance. You know, some of those teams that just have that desire and that heart, it can take them even farther.
And at the same time, you know, Coach Hogan says that they don't like resting on their laurels. You know, that they try to think of every single match as just a new thing, and they don't dwell on their success, which I think is important. So
very much so.
Probably why we're 1-1. But AJ Putney's a freshman.
A solid double to start.
Yeah, that's some pretty good skill in a freshman, especially at
I'm sure
this level.
Dad's proud of him.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't he be? I would be. So
for
that's
sure.
Fair. All right, Austin answering for the Tigers. So still a close match here.
Very close. We got Cameron up on the right lane.
Yeah, Cameron Carney, an all-around just a good kid. I have the pleasure. He actually is an employee of mine. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's just a good kid. I mean, nice, polite, smart, just an all-around great kid. And
seems to have a good head on his shoulders.
Probably pretty proud, so he's got to be in the stands here somewhere.
As they all should be. You know, it's no easy task to get to this level. Lots of bowling.
Connor Smith leaving a 10-pin shot that he should not be ashamed of. It was a good shot, just didn't carry the 10. And we have an early turkey for the Thunderbolts.
Jay Burnett, see if he can make that a 4-bagger.
Looks like a little high.
A little high, leaves the baby split.
310.
Certainly makeable.
Shooting cross lane at the 10-pin. Connor Smith for the Tigers. Senior does this like he's done it before.
It's like shooting free throws for basketball, right?
Yep.
Not supposed to miss them.
You do enough of them, it becomes pretty much second
Do
nature.
it in your sleep.
Now this split, though.
This is a little more challenging.
Yeah.
Needs to get the ball to the right of the 3-pin, ideally, so then it would convert the 10.
What do you think, Stephanie?
That looks good.
Yeah. Great spare.
He must have heard me.
I think he did. But that was textbook.
That was textbook.
Just like you said.
Very nice.
All right, Bladen Hogan. Son of Coach Hogan for the Hastings Tigers. Like to get him going again. Oh, look at that. 2-pin off the wall.
Hey, you take them when you can get them. You know, we'll see if they can capitalize on that break.
Danny Pham, the two-hander. He is the spark for this team, the heart and soul, as Coach Putney says, and I can see why with shots like that.
That was 10 back. He split that 8-9 perfectly. You can just see the energy down there.
Yeah, and Marcel Moen, he is pumped. And that was a
I don't
great
think
shot.
that he's missed.
No,
He's pretty excited.
That was a great shot for him to be pumped. Gives the first double to the Hastings Tigers, and they are down by 8 pins going into the back half of game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. We're tied 1-1 in a best 3 of 5 competition here in Baker-style bowling at the Class B Boys State Championships here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Which you are the proprietor of, John.
And that I am. I'm John Lucido, filling in for the Larry Putney, and I'm with Stephanie Johnson, TWBA superstar. And Stephanie, these kids are trying to show us how to bowl, I think.
I think so. You know, watching bowling only makes me want to bowl even more.
Yeah, me too, actually.
It reminds me of when I bowled in high school, but we did not have this amazing setting here, this arena.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of this arena. We think this is the only televised arena finals in the U.S., and we have a great partner with NET and allowing us to do this, and the staff here at Sun Valley, you know, without them and
oh my gosh,
cadre of volunteers that pulled this event off, we couldn't do all that we do.
It's been phenomenal.
Yep.
I tell you what, it's super exciting for these kids to showcase their talents in this type of arena. And again, a huge thanks to you and your staff for giving up these lanes for them to have that ability.
Yeah, it's really it's all about the kids, when it's all said and done. So we help make some memories for them. It's a great thing. There's a memory of a spare. Right?
That's right.
2-pin converted.
Still a very close match with a spare here, hopefully.
And that's not easy, right? The 2-5?
No. But let's see if AJ can show us how.
Oh, like a pro.
No doubt.
That spare is like my nemesis. It seems
You always
like no
chop
matter,
it, right?
I always chop it, no matter what I do.
Or you just miss it altogether.
Just bad news.
And, you know, I don't think any spare is easy when you know you need it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, they're just, your hand gets a little sweaty, you're a little grabby. And, you know, that's a perfect example right there.
Yeah. Well, you've seen nothing but,
Just dropped it off his hand?
Great shots out of Austin, and just unfortunately that one just fell off his hand a little bit. You see him with a rosin bag there. And that happens. You know, sometimes you just lose it a little. And
again, with the lights.
Yep, understandable.
They don't realize what the environment does to them.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, until you're in that setting, it's not really something you can practice.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be like a horse for him. He's going to just get right back on and see if he get it to the pocket. And he does. No surprises there. Yeah, I mean, he's been solid all day. Just I've lost that one shot. That's okay. If you're going to make a mistake,
yeah,
you know, try to make up for it, and he did. So
I'm sure he's not like in zero count on a spare, but
okay, could be worse.
Moving forward.
That's right. All right, so we're going to the 8th frame for the Tigers. They are down by about 26 at this point. Connor Smith would like to keep them in the match with a strike, which will help break down some of that lead. A little bit long. 2-4-5.
He's got a high game of 299 this season, so almost perfection.
Yeah, that's pretty good for a senior, for sure. I mean, anytime you get a score up there that's got 11 strikes in a row in it, it's a good thing. So for these kids to do that at their age is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Keep them motivated, striving for more, always.
Junior Jay Burnett is trying to make a statement for the Thunderbolts.
See if Danny can close this out here in the 10th frame. They're a couple frames ahead of Hastings.
Connor Smith covering the difficult 2-4-5. And you're right, the pace of play allows for the team to go at whatever pace that they would like to go at. The computer stops them at 5 frames. And then from that point forward, if the team starts to strike, they can actually, you know, go forward in the game, and that's okay. Good shot by Danny trying to get the messenger missed. Leaving just the 10-pin, but I think the damage is done.
Mathematically, yes.
Oh, we're almost there. If Bladen Hogan strikes,
almost.
It's close. Let's see what happens here. Bladen Hogan keeping him in it. So
they can strike out for 216.
Yeah, not an easy spare, right? For a two-hander? Throwing that 10-pin?
No, and Danny needs to convert this. It sure looks like it.
Wow, that was big.
You could hear the ball going down the lane.
You could.
So that'll do it for them.
Yep. So a strikeout here will give Hastings 216. Danny would literally need to get 2 pins in order to shut them out. Marcel would like to keep him honest. Oh, bad break.
Great shot, but again, the frustrating part of our sport, you can throw it like that and not strike, you know, so.
Well, it looks like we're going to see about another 190 game out of the Tigers. And, you know, as I jokingly said earlier, you know.
Very solid.
The Thunderbolts can get to 200, they could win, but consistency is the name of this game. So still anything's possible.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of this Baker format as well. Is, you know, if you can get some strikes and just some marks strung together, anything is possible with this format.
And it's very difficult to dominate, right, the Baker?
I think so. Great ball change from Danny there. We'll see if he sticks with that ball for the start of the next game.
225 for the Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts. We're getting a player change for the Hastings Tigers. Jordan Ismael coming up for the Tigers. And Jordan correctly taking some time and drying his hand because he's been on the bench a little bit. And you want to make sure that your hands are nice and dry. That's going to give the Tigers going to be somewhere in the 190s.
And he's a junior, and he's very involved with school clubs. So, all
right,
there we go.
We have 225 out of the Thunderbolts and still a good 192 game out of the Hastings Tigers, but that's going to put the Pius Thunderbolts up 2-1 in our best 3 of 5 competition. So the Thunderbolts are 1 game away from winning a state title. The Tigers are 2 games away from defending theirs. So it should be a
an
very
exciting
interesting 4th
next
game. Yes,
that's for sure. There's a lot on the line here, and again, like you mentioned, Lincoln Pius wasn't even expecting to be in this situation, and here we are 1 game away from a high school state championships. It's very exciting.
Absolutely exciting. You see Coach Putney down there in the bowlers area. Normally would be up here in the booth. I'm trying to fill some very small shoes the best that I can.
Oh, it's just fine.
Oh, yes. I'd like to give Larry a little lip when I can.
We got the Hastings team standing up here. They know there's a lot on the line here.
Yep. All right, so the Thunderbolts, Martin Berge, starting out with the 1-2-8. And you're right, Stephanie, the Tigers have started to stand up because I think they're kind of penned in their cage. They're starting to get a little bit agitated, right?
Well, I mean, it's do or die for them at this point. It's a must-win game to stay alive.
Okay, out of trouble there.
Good break.
Yes. Leaving just the 3-6-10. The 7 falls out late, right? But that 1-2-8 is not easy either.
No. In fact, there's plenty of ways to miss that as well.
Martin coming from the long bowling family of the Berkeys.
That was perfect.
Yep. Did it the way you're supposed to do it right there.
Just want to go a little high flush, make sure you get that 8 out.
All right, Skylar Walk, the senior, throwing cross line to the 3-6-10. Oh.
Early open.
And that's tough, too, throwing at that spare.
That's a tough spare. And like I said before, you know, any of these spares can be tough when you know you need them. And you can shoot them all day, but when the lights are on and the pressure's on, it's very different.
And you've obviously bowled on TV many times. What would you say is
have.
probably the most nervous you've ever been?
Oh, I'm nervous every time.
Every time?
I think, however, I think as you go on and you get that experience, you just learn how to channel it better. But the knees are always knocking. Regardless. I mean, you want to win, and you know how hard you've worked to get there, as these kids have as well.
So that's coming from a professional, ladies and gentlemen. So you can only imagine for these kids, you know, possibly first time on TV, and it's, you know, all their friends at home are going to see this. So
right,
it's tough. So
yeah, they're just at that age too, you know, where they're just looked upon differently.
Yeah, and then of course they don't want to, you know, make a mistake.
Of course.
So AJ Putney shooting cross lane. Probably depends on just the way you're supposed to do it.
Keeping it nice and simple. Slow and steady, right? That's the beauty of our game. It's there's so many different styles and techniques, and you know, I say bowling knows no prejudice. Anybody can do it. Doesn't mean we all do it well,
Correct.
But we can all do it. It's a lifetime sport.
Absolutely. You see tall kids, short.
And I believe it's the fastest high school growing sport, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. Bowling is the fastest growing high school sport across the country.
Which is amazing. And another great shot.
Yeah, we literally had just over 100 teams compete, representing almost 60 schools, which is about 20% or more of the high schools in the state of Nebraska.
That's phenomenal. Just to give kids another avenue to...
Yeah, exactly.
You know, just learn some of those life skills.
Yeah, and if it's basketball or wrestling or swimming or whatever, you know, kids involved with team sports, they, you know, they learn a lot about social skills and
life skills you
life
can
skills,
take in the workforce and into college, you know. And the great thing about our sport is that there's so many opportunities for these kids to go into college bowling.
Yeah, scholarships galore. And we see there's actually a couple college coaches are in the stands. I know a couple of them personally, and they've been here throughout all the competition, the girls and the boys, and I'm sure they're doing some recruiting.
Oh, it's a perfect opportunity to showcase the best high school bowlers.
Oh, a close match here early, ladies and gentlemen. We have the Tigers are up by about 2. So still a lot of frames left. Still
a lot of time.
A lot of time. So Anything's
They just
possible.
have to keep pushing forward.
All right, Jay Burnick trying to get the Thunderbolts back on track. Leaves just the 4-pin.
Just went a little high, but again, a makeable spare.
All right, Bladen Hogan shooting cross lane at the 10-pin. I think he was a little nervous there for some reason.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He's pretty happy about that.
His frame is done. He gets to sit down and watch for the next round.
All right, Jay Burnett shooting cross lane at the 4-pin for the Thunderbolts, and they are down by 2 if he converts the spare.
Looks good.
Michael Mullen for the Tigers.
Hoping for the carry.
Yeah, kind of. That could have been a strike, right?
Yeah, it might have
Seemed
been a
pretty
little,
good.
might have been a little fast. Again, you know, their adrenaline's pumping. This is a must-win situations for the Hastings Tigers, who, as we mentioned, are the defending champions.
Wow, what a great shot there by Danny Fromm.
That was an amazing shot, and I do believe he stuck with that ball that he changed to in the 10th frame, which I would have to say is a good ball change.
Absolutely. Probably a little input from Coach Putney, I would assume, on that.
Very
And
possible.
that has reduced the lead for the Tigers to 1. And we've seen a 1-pin match already today. Going into the back half of the game 4, ladies and gentlemen. The Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts are up 2-1 in this best 3 of 5 competition, but they are down 1 pin this game at the halfway point. The Hastings Tigers are trying to defend their championship. And let's see what happens going into frame number 6. Skylar Walk, the senior for the Tigers.
It's a pretty solid start to the second half of the game.
Yeah, you couldn't throw a better shot than that. That was picture perfect.
See how Martin can answer to that.
It looks pretty close. Oh, wait.
Good
Almost.
9 count.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we're still at a 1-pin game, ladies and gentlemen, unless Austin Seaman here for the Tigers can double and give the Tigers a little bit more of a lead. Let's see what happens. Oh. Some late falling pins, but he leaves just the 5.
You could argue that's just another pocket shot right down the middle.
All right, good spare. Keeping it close. Still 1 pin.
That's about as close as you can get without being tied.
In the 5 pin. Pretty straightforward spare there, right in the middle of the lane. All right, A.J. Putney, the freshman for the Thunderbolts, coming up on lane 28. Would like to keep the Thunderbolts close. They are down by 1 pin going into the 7th frame. Strike here will keep them at -1. And as a freshman, AJ's been really close today, really good. Good
Great
shot.
shot.
Yeah, just didn't carry the 10. He's performing admirably
Absolutely.
for
I
a
mean,
freshman.
you can't ask for much more than to, again, keep the ball in play and hit the pocket and pick up your spares. I mean, we can't reiterate enough. That's just the name of the game.
Connor Smith. Oh, gets the messenger. Yes.
That was a huge messenger.
Drawing on some of their experience. The Tigers, their defending champs, have been here before. He made a great shot.
We'll see if Bladen can capitalize on that and, you know, maybe keep his tempo down a little bit.
Now this spare for the freshman is going to be tough. I mean, just a lot of pressure. Keeps them close. Yeah, that's okay.
That happens.
That's all right. That happens. It's just the way that it is.
We've all been there before.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter how many times you shoot that. Again, the easy spares when you need them sometimes aren't
tough.
as easy.
Yep. Oh, that's a little bit left.
You know, like I mentioned, just him to kind of keep his tempo down a little bit. You can tell he's excited. as you should be.
Well, the Thunderbolts are down by 13, but Cameron Carney, if he can strike here, almost still keeps them at minus 13. But that spare for Bladen on lane 27, the 1-3-5-10.
It's not an easy spare for a right-handed bowler.
Yeah.
You know, that 8-pin gets tricky.
Because how do you get the? Yeah, that's what I was afraid was going to happen. There was no 6 there to get that 10.
Right.
I'm not quite sure how you would shoot that. That's just a.
You'd almost have to shoot at it straight at it from left to right.
Yeah, shoot at across lane because it's.
Try to get
if you're hooking at it, it's.
Yeah, you would almost have to throw a spare ball at that.
All right, so. Tony Massinelli going in for Cameron Carney, right? Coach Putney putting the right-hander in. Trying to take advantage of that. That was actually a pretty good strategic move.
Yeah.
Just didn't pay off. And we are down by 12 for the Thunderbolts going into the 9th frame. If Mr. Mullen can strike out, he will shut out the Thunderbolts. No, we got a slow roller. Is it going to get it? No.
Well, we definitely need a strike here from Jay Burnett.
Yeah, because now, yes.
Get some momentum going into the 10th frame here, and you know, if they strike out, they can win.
Absolutely. That's a big shot here for Jay.
I mean, this is for the state championship title.
Oh, no. It was just the 5-pin. All right, so we have a very, very close game still. That 10-pin's not, the easiest thing to shoot at. Mr. Mullen shooting cross lane. Gets it. So the spare and a strike, the Hastings Tigers will shoot 176. With a spare and a strikeout for the Thunderbolts, they'll shoot 174. So that means Michael Mullen for the Tigers needs 9 pins to go to game 5.
Shut them out.
Right? Regardless, Jay needs the spare.
Absolutely. And, again, after the first 2 people in front of you miss theirs, sometimes it gets that jitters back. So
9 pins to force it to go on. That's 9.
That's enough.
And he knows it. He knows that's just enough. So even if Danny Pham strikes out here, they'll shoot 174. Game 4 being the lowest scoring game for both teams. 175 to maybe in the 160s, maybe 150s for the Pius Thunderbolts. What do we think's happening here, Stephanie? Or are the lanes starting to change, or are they just, is it nerves? Is it?
I think it's probably a combination of all of the above. We are going into a final 5 game. Whoever wins this next game is the Nebraska High School State Champions this year. So what an exciting honor. And, we're really going to see how these 2 teams can handle that.
And we've seen matches go to 5. We saw some of the girls' matches go to 5. We've seen some boys' matches go to 5.
And, Lincoln Pius has put up a fight. They weren't even really expecting to be here. They fought their way extremely hard, and they're certainly giving Hastings a run.
That's a great point, Stephanie. You are absolutely right. We're going to 5 for 2 teams that are really trying to duke it out for this state championship. We're at Sun Valley Lanes, ladies and gentlemen, going into Class 5 over our best 3 of 5 Baker competition. We are tied 2-2. Hastings versus Lincoln Pius. Hastings, your defending state champions. The Thunderbolts of Lincoln Pius are trying to take that title from them. So this will decide it. Who is going to win? 1 game, and you're the state champion.
Yes. Oh, I'm excited for them. I mean, this is it.
And this is it.
Winner take all.
Coach Hogan, he knows what this is like. He's been here before, and I think one of his titles involved 5 games. So I'm sure he'll be guiding his team, to try to remain calm. But let's be honest, whoever gets this out of the gates probably going to set some momentum. And a Brooklyn strike.
Brooklyn strike for you. We don't get brownie points.
Nope, strike to strike. Martin Berkey for the Thunderbolts would like to answer that call.
Very important just to stay in the moment. Just focus on your shots. Oh, another great one. Can't get that 7 out.
So do you think that there's a mental, I want to say, you know, shift by the fact that some of these kids saw the Brooklyn strike, which they would think is a good break for the Tigers, and now he throws a great shot and kind of gets a bad break. Does it take the winds out of the sails, or?
I think it might a little, you know, but it happens so often. You know, you can throw good shots and not strike, and throw bad shots and strike. So I'm sure it all evens out in the end, but, you know, it's very important just to focus on you and your team and fill your frames.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great point, actually, because you can't control what the other team does. That's
Never.
one of the things about bowling.
No.
You know,
It's
whatever happens, happens.
I think that's an extreme testament to the mental toughness. You know, and again, not always the physically talented teams win. You know, sometimes the mentally tough ones win. You just never know.
But there's a saying when you get to the higher level that, you know, the game becomes, you know, 90% mental, 10% physical, because, you know, once you get to a really high level, I mean, you do everything the same, you know, repeat that, then the difference becomes how you mentally, you know, either think about stuff or, you know, use your knowledge to adjust or use, you know, switch balls, but mentally not letting yourself get down, because, you know, the mind is a very powerful tool.
It absolutely is. And just to add to that, you know, I still read a bunch of mental, you know, one of those strengthening books just to keep yourself sharp, because there's always somebody out there training harder, or you just never know.
And when you get to a situation like this where it all depends on the title, everything's laid out in front of you, having that little edge doesn't hurt. So we're very close through the first couple 3 frames, ladies and gentlemen. Cameron Carney striking for the Thunderbolts, giving them an early lead through 3 frames.
Very exciting. They're standing up. They're getting excited. You can feel the energy in here.
Yes. The crowd's starting to get into it.
It's very electric.
Absolutely.
Everybody in here knows it's winner take all.
Yep, this one game. Bladen Hogan making a good shot there in lane 27, just didn't carry the 10. But a great opportunity for the Thunderbolts lays in front of them, working on a double. If Jay Burnett can get another strike. You can see him taking the deep breath.
Mm-hmm.
Focusing in on the lane. Let's see what happens.
Well, he did get lucky. I heard someone say get lucky, and he got 9. So I'm sure they'll be happy with that. Again, a makeable spare. Just needs to take his time, take an extra breath. Same with Bladen with his 10-pin conversion.
Bladen Hogan shooting cross line at the 10. Gets it.
No problem.
Hastings on the early strike spare routine. Spare here for Thunderbolts would give them a 9-pin lead.
There we go.
Sense of relief there on his face, covering that spare.
Well, you know, there's just that added pressure that you have, you know, your team behind you, and you don't want to disappoint anybody.
Absolutely.
You know, your job is to fill your frames, and you want to do that. And it looks like he just probably got a little quick, Marcel.
Yeah, still a good shot overall. He's been pretty solid throughout the whole competition for all 5 games.
Very.
Just got a little bit early. Then he found the 2-hander.
And he went high on this lane, and it looks like he probably made an adjustment.
Good adjustment, but bad break, right?
Mm-hmm. See how they both can do with their spares.
All right, Marcel Mullen covering the 2-4.
We are 5 frames away from crowning a high school state champion.
Danny Pham has been pretty good on the 10-pin so far.
Not
Does it again. Yep.
So they will switch lanes, finish their game.
So we're going into the last 5 frames of the Class B state championships, and we are tied 2-2 in our best 3 of 5 Baker competition. And currently the Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts are up by 10 pins with 5 frames left. So it's anybody's game, anybody's championship. All going to come down to these last shots by each of these players.
Very exciting. Pedal to the metal, as they say, right?
All right, starting out in lane 27 for the Thunderbolts, Martin Berkey.
All right.
Trips that 10-pin.
Got the little love tap, got the 10-pin to fall late.
And that got the lightning going right there with the Thunderbolts. You see that?
Very exciting.
Tigers want to have it back. They are not laying down.
No.
Fighting like a real tiger.
I see smiles galore down there. You didn't see that much earlier. They were a little tense.
All right, A.J. Putney came back this last frame with a very important strike for the team. Gave them a double.
Again, he's a freshman on the team. The only freshman.
Great
Good shot. Gosh, you can't ask for much more. You know, put it in the pocket.
No, he is bowling like he has all the experience in the world, like a senior.
Oh, gosh.
Even though he's just a freshman. Made a great shot there, just didn't do it.
And, you know, that just shows it doesn't matter. So
Austin Seaman going to the Brooklyn, tried to get the headpin to bounce off the wall. All right, so now this is going to be tough. I mean, you can't help but wonder if he's thinking about he missed a 10-pin earlier.
Correct.
And, you know.
Very important just to stay in that moment.
Yep.
And this is a new frame, and look at that.
Yep.
Perfect.
Wow. That was great. Great spare for him. He's smiling as well as he should be.
His work is done. He is done bowling. So it is now up to the rest of his team to finish it out. So will it be the Thunderbolts or the Tigers? Yet to be determined.
And Austin Seaman covering that spare, keeping it to 10.
Still a 10-pin lead from Lincoln Pegasus.
And we are 3 frames left. Cameron Carney, the lefty. Looks pretty close. Trips it.
Solid.
Yes.
I'll tell you what.
They are off the bench for the Thunderbolts because that was very pivotal.
They know exactly what is on the line. Both of these teams, again, winner take all. This is game 5 of best 3 out of 5. Baker.
Connor Smith for the Tigers.
Oh.
1, 2, 4, 10. Not an easy spare. Pin count now is a little bit up in question.
It's not an easy spare, whether you need it or not. You have to get the ball to the left of the head pin and hope that it slides into that 10-pin.
Jay Burnett for the Thunderbolts. Leaves the 2-5. But they're working on a strike, so they don't lose any pin count. And that could be important. This spare is going to be pivotal.
For both teams.
Yes, absolutely. I do not envy Connor. That 1, 2, 4, 10 is not an easy thing to make, but a spare here will definitely keep the Tigers in this. What do you think?
Oh, that was close.
It looked pretty good for the first 30 feet or so, and then bit a little bit early.
Hooked a little early.
All right, so there's 2-5. Jay can cover that. That will give the Thunderbolts about a 26-pin lead. Again, the 2-5, not easy to cover, especially if you're right-handed, correct?
Yes. We talked about that earlier.
Yes.
How many ways to, you can chop these spares. And again, this is a pivotal spare at this point in time in the game. Not always easy.
All right, what do we think?
All right.
Wow.
He wasn't sure. Wasn't sure.
Wow.
But they did fall, so.
A little emotion there by Coach Putney. Sigh of relief there, watching that 2-pin fall.
It's so much harder, I think, as a coach. You can't control.
Correct, because you're not bowling.
No control. You're not bowling, but you want the best for your team and your players.
Clayton Hogan with a great shot. Great shot to keep the Tigers still on life support at least. So
what we got here, Hastings can strike out for a 202. If we get a
mark, right?
Mark from Danny, strike
It's gonna be
here.
about over. Could it be for the title? Yes, it is.
It is.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
That's going to do it. Your Pius Thunderbolts.
How very exciting. Wow.
Absolutely. The Hastings Tigers, a phenomenal team.
Wow.
Defending champs. And
You could say an upset almost.
you could almost say an upset,
they're
yes.
the defending champions. Again, Lincoln Pius wasn't even sure they'd be here. And just look at that. I mean, wow. What an amazing testament to persistence.
Absolutely. And the ironic part of this whole deal, I mean, normally these scores for the Tigers would do it. I mean, it just happens to be the Thunderbolts have come together and they have made it happen. And took them to 5 to do it, but it looks like it is a done deal. Your Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts are going to be your new Class B champions. Good cover by Marcel Mullen. Tigers should hold their head up high. They played admirably, just didn't pan out for them today.
Yeah, there's nothing to hang their heads about, that's for
No,
sure. I mean, they've
absolutely.
performed phenomenal. I mean, gosh, what an amazing match we've seen, taking it to 5 games.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be powerhouses for a long time to come. Coach Hogan, Coach Kristen are just, they know what they're doing out there. Corby Claver finishing it out for the Tigers. And Tony Massinelli is going to throw your last shot, ladies and gentlemen, to make the Pius Thunderbolts your new Class B champions. There it is.
There we go. Very exciting.
Let the celebration begin for the Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts. That's it. It went to 5. Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts 3-2, 208 to 182 in game number 5 of the competition, and they are your 2016 Class B state champions. Congratulations, Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an exciting end of a Class B finals competition in the boys division. The last game, Lincoln Pius 208 to Hastings 182 in 3 games to 2 in a best 3 of 5 Baker competition to take the Class B championships. In the boys singles competition that was held, Nate Meyer from Gretna finishing 549 on the all-tournament team. Kyle Morbach from Gretna with 552. Cameron Jurasic from Aurora with 555. Austin Seaman from Hastings with 572. And your singles champion in boys B competition, Bladen Hogan from Hastings with 619. All right, we're going to take it down to the lanes with Stephanie, who is with a couple of our players from Class B. Take it away, Stephanie.
Thanks, John. All right, Danny. So, first of all, congratulations on your win. You made a crucial ball change, it looks like, in the 3rd game. Can you walk us through what was going through your mind at that time?
Well, the ball was getting a little bit too oily. I knew it wasn't reading right, so I needed to go something that started a little bit sooner, and that's what I did.
Awesome. Great ball change. My fellow commentator, Larry, Coach Larry now, a couple minutes ago, you were just telling me how amazing of a journey it was to get to this point. Can you walk us through what it took to get here with your team?
Yeah, Stephanie, we talked about this before. I think in Baker bowling, anything can happen, right? And I think that's the message you send, because the team that we beat here may be one of the best Class B teams I've seen. Hastings is a phenomenal team, so hats off to Chris and to Butch and to that entire team and community, because they really support the sport. I was especially proud of our guys, because after Game 4, we missed 3 single pins in Game 4, and to bounce back and be able to come back and play an errorless free last game, I mean, I just give the kids a ton of credit under pressure, and it's great to see all the Pius fans and community out here too. So it was really a team win.
Well, congratulations. Go and celebrate. Back to you, John.
Thank you, Stephanie. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, your Class B state champions. It's the Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts winning the 2016 championship. We have more bowling action coming up here soon. Class A boys competition follows. We'll leave it here on NET Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice round of applause for our two finalists? And now for the awards presentation, your Class B boys runner-up, the Hastings Tigers. Head coach Butch Hogan, assistant Chris Christian. Skylar Walk. Austin Seaman. Connor Smith. Bladen Hogan. Marcel Mullen. Corby Kluver. Jordan Ismael. Gentlemen, here's your runner-up trophy. Congratulations to the Hastings Tigers, your Class B boys runner-up. Now, here is your 2015-16 Class B boys champions, Lincoln Pius X. Head coach Larry Putney and Rod Mahatcha. Tony Massinelli. Cameron Carney. Martin Burke. Jay Burnett. Danny Pham. AJ Putney. Gentlemen, here's your championship trophy. Congratulations to your 2015-16 Class B Boys champions.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's the Class B state champions, your Lincoln Pius Thunderbolts, defeating the Hastings Tigers 3-2. We're going to be back with more boys bowling Class A coming up after this.
No matter how you look at it, animal agriculture helps Nebraska's economy. The livestock industry provides increased tax revenues for schools and community services. Livestock enterprises also create jobs while contributing to existing businesses such as local banks and grocery stores. A thriving livestock industry helps maintain our current way of life, but also provides opportunities for the next generation of farm families. The Nebraska Soybean Checkoff helps to raise awareness of the importance of animal agriculture to Nebraska.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank knows the importance of giving back. That's why we're committed to support charitable, educational, and service organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. Last year, U.S. Bank employees provided more than 3,000 hours of community service in Nebraska, and we're dedicated to continuing that support. U.S. Bank, serving you in Nebraska. Member FDIC.
Funding for the NHSBF state championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
NET Sports brings you all the action from the NSAA High School Swimming and Diving Championships, Saturday, February 27th, live from the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln, beginning at 11 a.m. Central on NET. Live streaming is available at netnebraska.org and on the NET Nebraska app.
Hi, I'm Mark Leonard, NET General Manager.
And I'm Paula Kerger, President and CEO of PBS. I'm here in the NET studios to remind you what a treasure you have in NET.
For more than 60 years, NET has been dedicated to sharing stories with the world that are uniquely Nebraskan. And NET programs like Great Plains, The Lingering Wild, Yours, Willa Cather, Emory Blagden and His Healing Machine, and Nebraska Land and Sky have been shared throughout the United States.
At PBS, we're proud of the work that NET does, and you should be too. That's why it's important to support NET, your statewide network making a difference in communities across Nebraska and across our country.
If you aren't a member, take a minute to make a financial gift so NET can continue providing programs that serve Nebraska and beyond. Thank you.
Now you can get your copy of the 2016 Nebraska High School Girls and Boys Bowling Championships on DVD, offered by the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Visit NHSBF.com. Just follow the links and you can preserve your state championship memories for a lifetime. Good one coming up here in Class A. Fremont head coach Terry Sinovec, led by 4 juniors, a senior, and a freshman. Tyler Push, Jared Sheppers, Bailey Vavra, Tyler Sinovec, Alec Carr, and Logan Mueller. 2-time defending state champions are the Tigers. They'll take on Southeast, coached by Kevin Dunkel. 3 seniors in that lineup: Sean Hollabaugh, Ian and Riley Johnson. Spencer Swearingen is a freshman, and Colin Green is a junior. Should be a good one as the Knights battle the Tigers. State championship on the line here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln when we come back. NAT Sports brings you all of the action from the NSAA High School Swimming and Diving Championship. That's next Saturday, live from the Devaney Sports Center in Lincoln. Championships begin at 11 a.m. Central. A live webcast will be available at our website and on the NET Nebraska app. Our final match of this year's State High School Championships, the State Championships of 2016. Fremont, led by head coach Terry Sinovec, takes on Lincoln Southeast and head coach Kevin Dunkel. Should be a good one here in Class A. It's been a great 2 days of state high school championships. We crowned 4 state champions yesterday on the girls' side, 3 more already today. Good to be back with you in the booth, by the way.
Absolutely.
We get set for this Class A showdown, Southeast and Fremont.
It's going to be an exciting match here.
Some terrific bowlers here in Class A, both for Southeast and for Fremont. And we talked about it earlier. Fremont is your 2-time defending state champs. So they will start out on the left-hand lane. Tyler Push, a junior, starts it off. Straight up the boards for Push.
Sounded like a little bit of a double dribble there.
Yeah.
Tyler's got a high game of 299 and a 770 series, so he's quite accomplished.
Absolutely. Here's Sean Hollabaugh on the right lane. Hollabaugh got a bit of reaction. Ooh, good shot. Left that 10 that didn't quite kick out. We'll take out that 10 pin. Lincoln Southeast, your state champs back in 2012. They were runners-up in 2010. Good cover there by Push.
Not an easy spare.
Absolutely. And here's a 10-pin for Hollabaugh.
Looks like he's going to attend UNL right here in Lincoln, study engineering.
Good cover by the senior. So now on the left-hand lane, Jared Shepers, another junior. This is a junior-laden Fremont team. We'll turn it up a little bit.
Great shot.
Good ball by Bailey Vavra. Check that. It wasn't Shepers, it was Vavra in that 2-hole. So now on the right-hand lane, here is Brett Neiman. So Neiman obviously had a good look here in warm-ups as he's been inserted into the lineup.
A lot of things can change during practice, you know, and
Absolutely.
The beauty of this format is you can interchange your players. They just have to finish the game.
Here is Jared Shepers.
He's a junior as well. Averages 190. He's got a high game of 279. As you mentioned, very good bowlers we have here.
And a good cover by Brett Neiman, the junior from Lincoln Southeast. Picked up a little too quick for Shepers. And that's, I know, what Coach Terry Sinovic wants to avoid.
Yeah, you never want to give away any pins if you don't have to.
So here's Colin Green, the junior for Southeast on the right-hand lane. Good look at it there. Mixes them up. So here's Tyler Sinovic. Tyler, a junior, averages 225.
Light 2-pin. Should be an easy conversion for him.
He's a 3-6.
And we'll note that Ian is one of the triplets.
Right.
Both his brother Riley and sister bowled yesterday.
That's right.
So there's bowling in their blood, most certainly.
So Ian is up on this right-hand lane right here. Here's Ian Johnson, the senior, averages 192. Triplets, all bowl for Lincoln Southeast. We saw his sister yesterday. Ian just finished, and now we'll see Riley in just a moment up for Lincoln Southeast. Here's Alec Carr.
Senior maybe going to Midland, not sure yet. Wow.
Up the messenger.
Heavy messenger.
Absolutely coming across, taking care of the 10.
Certainly got to take advantage of that.
Riley had a good day yesterday in the qualifying. He shot 629 to lead everyone in the state. So he's your all-state captain of the first team all-state tournament team.
Not an easy task with
this
with a
field,
great field that we have here. Easy conversion for him as the teams switch lanes.
Halfway point, Lincoln Southeast with an 8-pin lead. 76-68. Both teams working on a mark. Fremont can regain that lead with a strike right here. So which do these teams is Irish?
I'm not sure. I was wondering.
Irish headband, Irish beard.
But hey, you know, you have to stick out somehow.
Right.
You got to have people remember you.
Get a little reaction and
all right.
The mixer does Sean Hollabaugh. Cam Newton would be proud.
It's the wrong sport.
It is the wrong sport, right. Tyler push. Good reaction there. Just rings that 10 pin.
Ring 10.
Brett Neiman.
Here's team wanting his ball to push. Just came in a little heavy there. Brett.
Here's, sorry, push to cover. Hang on. Ooh, just slid off. That's 2 single pin misses for Fremont, and that is unusual for this Tiger team. There's a look at Tyler Dunkel. Nice looking yellow tie if we pull back.
His matching pants are a little shocking.
Oh, that slips by too. Yeah, a little wider shot there, Tyler. I think we'll
might need some sunglasses.
Might have to readjust your TV set. There it is. There he is in the background. How about those pants, Tyler Dunkel? Holy cow.
Hey, I told you need to stand out, right?
That's right.
And hopefully people remember you for a good reason.
That's right.
But nevertheless, certainly makes a statement, that's for sure.
Tyler, a former bowler at Lincoln Southeast. Now an assistant coach with his dad, Kevin Dunkel, who's been on the bench for Lincoln Southeast for 18 years. How about that?
Wow. You know, it's just amazing to see all the folks that come back to give back to the sport that, you know, was such a big part of their lives in high school and growing up.
So Vavra can't cover, and that opens the door even wider now for Lincoln Southeast. Need to cover this up. Take advantage of those opportunities.
Looks solid.
They're coming off a 9 open. Southeast does mark. And it's a 20-pin advantage for the Knights. So Fremont's going to have to string some together here late in this game to get back in it. Need one right here from Jared Sheppers. Boy, Sheppers with a nice shot.
We'll note that Ian was a 2015 Class A first all-tournament team. That's a great accomplishment.
Absolutely. So Sheppers now with the single pin conversion opportunity. Cross lane, covers it up just enough.
By the beard of Zeus.
A thick beard there.
Maybe that beard in the crowd is working.
Oh.
Not that time.
And
so close.
Yeah. So 152 in the 9th. And so now Fremont controls its own destiny. If Fremont can get a strike here from Tyler Sinovac and punch in the 10th, they shut out Lincoln Southeast. So must strike here for Sinovac. Whew, no doubt about that.
That was solid. He knew it off his hand. He liked it.
And the cover.
Little slap out there. He knows he needs them.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he knows Alec Carr is no stranger to needing a shot in the 10th frame to win a match.
Must strike here for Carr now. Gotta have it. Asking for it and rung the 10. Wow, what a great shot. Not sure he'd throw that one much differently.
Yeah, you know, all you can do is put it there. Cross your fingers, right?
.172, and that'll do it. Lincoln Southeast takes advantage of those 3 open frames by Fremont to take this first game.
Again, we can't reiterate how crucial the spares are.
Right.
You know, they win matches. It's a true testament. All day yesterday and today, we've seen it.
Good cover. Riley Johnson comes through the 10th for the Knights. The senior averaging .212. Brings home the victory in Lincoln Southeast with the early lead here. 1-0.
Quick substitution here. Logan throwing the fill ball for Fremont.
Logan Mueller, just a freshman, averages 190.
High game at 279. Quite accomplished, bowling 5 years. So we'll see if they keep him in the game or not, but 172, Lincoln Southeast over Fremont, 162. Again, it is 3 games out of 5.
Here's a look at Terry Sinovic. He's a former University of Nebraska bowler. 172, 162. Sinovic bowled at Nebraska back in the 1980s. In fact, I was a teammate of Terry Sinovic's. Called him Sino. Some of us called him Snowman.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about that. How was he? Was he a good player?
Well, he was a lefty.
A lefty.
Yeah, they got an advantage already.
Okay,
you know how
so
lefties are a little strange? Yeah, that was Sino. Lefties are just a little off.
I'll let you handle that one. I was just born, so.
Let's put it this ouch. Let's put it this way. Tyler Sinovic is a whole lot better than his dad was.
Okay. So he's a product of his father. We'll go with that, right?
Sino is not going to let me live that one down, I can tell you.
It's the whole bullying in the blood thing.
That's right. Exactly.
I'm sensing a trend here, just across our small community of bowlers.
Yeah, that's right.
My mom's claim to fame, I'll tell you real quick. She bowled 9 months pregnant. She claims I heard the pins crashing. And she sticks to that story.
Is that right?
So that is her. That's her thing, and I'm just going with it.
So Southeast opens the door first, and a great opportunity here for Push to take advantage. And he does.
Yep. Tyler's got a high game at 299, so he's still looking for that 300. I'm sure it's in his near future.
What do you think, week 10? Don't you get a little quick when you're trying to get your first?
You know,
it depends on the person. You're right.
Yeah, or you can get slow and leave a 4-pin.
Yeah.
You know, go a little high. It just really depends. You don't know how you're going to handle that situation.
Think back to your career. How many 290 somethings did you have before you had your first 300?
Probably too many.
You don't remember, huh?
I don't.
Well, you were 6 when you had your first 300, so that's probably.
I was 15. I do remember how old I was.
Wow, that's impressive.
I wish I kept that ball, but, you know, it's okay.
Kept the pin from my first 299. I don't know why. Maybe just to torture myself.
To remind you of, you almost got it.
Uh-huh. So now up on the right-hand lane, here's Logan Mueller. Into the game now for head coach Terry Sinovic.
Yep, so he stayed in the match.
Good cover. Colin Green.
Oh,
how about that?
The late trip.
The 2-pin forward.
Turned around too quickly, didn't even get to see it, but the reaction of the crowd said it all.
Four-pin left for Ian Johnson. And now Shepard's on the right-hand lane.
Scoots on by. You know, even sometimes those easy spares that you make all the time are not as easy in this type of environment.
Slides it right by. This, for these two teams, this is uncharacteristic. You just don't see Southeast miss 2 single pins in 4 frames, and it's rare to see Fremont miss a single pin.
Mm-hmm.
So here is Tyler Sinovic. Nice looking game from this young man. And back-to-back strikes for Sinovic.
He's got a solid game.
Riley Johnson comes in just light, leaves the 10-pin. 1-pin advantage right now for Fremont, but they can extend that with a strike here. Let's see if Alex Carr makes any type of slight move.
That was a great shot.
Beautiful shot. Good game there by Alec Carr. His dad, Ryan Carr, the assistant coach to Terry Sinovic. Good cover by Johnson. So the two teams will switch sides here in this Class A state championship. Lincoln Southeast leading it 1 game to none. But Fremont on top here. 67+ count coming in the 4th. So a 20-pin advantage right now for Fremont.
You know, like we saw earlier, Larry, you know, any advantage is never too close. We've seen all sorts of things happen yesterday and today, so just got to keep pushing.
Sean Hollabaugh mixes it up, gets the 5-pin to go. Big shot for Hollabaugh. His dad, long-time bowler. Lon, actually a coach for Lincoln Southwest, and his son bowls at Southeast. How about that?
I'd say that's interesting.
Yeah. I think Lon knows how to get into his son's head when they have to bowl each other.
He might know a thing or two. Get under his skin.
Pulled that right into the hole.
Yeah, well, that's a big double. That closes the gap just a little bit. You know, again, spares are key.
So keep the lead. Here's the freshman. Boy, he's got a little bit of turn to that, doesn't he?
Oh, that was a great shot. Very important keeping that ball in play and leaving yourself something makeable, and of course making it. Clean up those frames.
Another solid shot and the strike.
They are back in this.
Colin Green makes it 3 in a row.
Just a true testament that it's never over.
Lincoln Southeast, depending on count, has regained that lead.
Mm-hmm. And they're a couple frames ahead of pace, so they're really putting that pressure on Fremont.
A little light, carried.
Mm-hmm. Pedal to the metal.
Big 4-bagger for the Knights.
Great setup for Riley in the 10th frame.
Push. Really wanted that to push. Now 3-10. A lot of work to do.
Yeah. Baby split certainly makeable, but you know, not an easy one.
So Riley Johnson now. Threw that head pin right at the 7 and could not get it to go. So 206, the best possible for Southeast.
What a great finish for them after, as you mentioned, missing those 2-9 spares.
And that is a killer. Missing that, I think just they've been shut out. 201's their best score.
Yep.
So not shut out yet, but must pick this up to shut them out. And he did.
And there we go.
5 pins will shut out Fremont, and Southeast will take a 2-0 lead here in this Class A match.
Well, that'll do it, Larry.
Yeah, we'll do it.
You can almost sense that they might be feeling the pressure a little bit. You know, as you mentioned, the 2-time defending champions. You know, you can't ever take anything for granted.
So 2:05, the score for Lincoln Southeast. Fremont will close it out, and they'll have Alec Carr step up and take the first and the 10th.
As we mentioned, it's best 3 out of 5 Baker games, so next game will be a must-win for Fremont to stay in the match.
Good ball. Let's watch this next shot.
Great shot.
Watch this next shot. This next shot from Alec Carr, and pay close attention to his eyes. He's looking down the lane as he attacks the line, and then just before releases, looks down at his mark. Interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Because you normally don't see too much eye movement.
Right.
Once you're on your target.
So watch this, down the lane and straight down at the end.
I'm sure he's just trying to get comfortable.
Yep.
You know, he knows exactly what's on the line here and what needs to happen, as do his teammates. And they will, of course, start the next game on this lane. So
these are the kind of things, too, that for coaches are so valuable to be able to see, because as a coach, we typically don't see from that angle. We're not able to see back unless you set up video and start analyzing in that regard, but many times you don't get into that level of detail.
Of course.
You're working with them a couple of times a week.
And you'd be amazed, some people don't even realize they're doing it.
You're absolutely right. So 2:05-170, the final in game number 2. Southeast now up 2-0 here in this best-of-5 Baker format state championship for the Class A boys.
A must-win here for the defending champs, Fremont.
Needs a carry and got it.
Good start.
So Tyler Push gets him going with a strike to begin. Sean Hollabaugh on the right lane.
He's been bowling 8 years, so he has some experience under his skin.
Here's an opportunity for the freshman Logan Mueller.
Mm-hmm.
Give his team an early lead.
You know, it's all about filling frames. Just staying present, staying in the moment.
Isn't that the truth?
Mm. Well, that'll be a tough one. It's makeable. Certainly not easy.
And Hollabaugh will tug that a bit and not cover. A 6-10.
See if Brett Neiman can bounce back from that, get his team going. They know if they win this game, they win the high school state championships. Super important to get count on the splits as well, you know, especially on a strike. It's an extra 2 pins.
Well, we saw last match that those single pins can become very important late in games.
Absolutely. You don't ever want them to be a factor, but they usually come and creep up on you.
That's right.
We've all been there before.
So here's Shepherds. Good pitch by Shepherds.
It was a great shot.
You can hear Coach Sinovec in the background. There it is. Good shot. Knew it off the hand.
Mm-hmm.
You get to know your players that well where you know off the hand if they've made a good shot. Looking to cover the hard way, and he does.
That'll get some momentum going. Not an easy conversion.
Flush.
Great shot. Wow.
He's a good looking bowler, isn't he?
Oh, that was a fantastic shot. Wish my ball did that sometimes.
You just like his game. He's able to get a lot of hand without a lot of effort.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of extra movement. Seems very smooth.
Again, sometimes, you know, less is more.
That's right.
So another split for Lincoln Southeast. Not the start they were hoping for, but lots of time left.
Big shot by Carr.
You know, they got nothing to lose.
Absolutely.
Free up your arm swing a little bit. Just relax.
Nearly came across off the wall and picked up.
Almost did it.
Yep. So 2 opens and 3 frames for Southeast. We talked about this earlier today. Sometimes when you get close to the end and you have a 2-0 lead, you start thinking about the what ifs, right? You start thinking about,
yeah,
you lose being in the moment, and it can make it more difficult to make good shots.
Absolutely.
And the team that knows they have to win, at that point, let's just go make shots.
They got nothing to
That's
lose.
all we have, yeah.
And, you know, both of these teams are not new to the scene. Just going to come down to who can execute and fill their frames.
Needs to skid at it. Hooked a bit too much.
Let's see if so it looks like Riley can stop the bleeding here. There's still time. They have a fairly big deficit at this point, but
hey, got some good reaction there. Now they got that to turn up a bit. So the 2 teams will switch sides here in the middle of game number 3. Fremont working on a 3-bagger. Southeast with a strike in the 5th, and Fremont right now with the commanding 40-pin lead. 40-pin plus, depending on count. Sean Hollowball will start these second 5 frames on the left lane. Mixed him up. Got the strike. Big double. Big double. Big shot coming here for Tyler Push. When the other team is chasing your run with one of their own and they're just ahead of you, you want to stay on yours, right?
absolutely.
Up the boards for Push. Needs a reaction. Got it.
Got it.
Slid that 5 right into the 7.
You can feel the energy shift.
Uh-huh.
And it happens very often.
Washout for Southeast.
We've seen a lot of them on that lane specifically.
So here's Logan Mueller. Just a freshman. Averages 190. Coach Sinovac had a word with him before he stepped onto the approach. Got it a bit wide.
Not what he was hoping for.
See if Mueller can come back.
There
Just got more up the boards there.
Mm-hmm.
Not so far right. Good reaction. Trip the 4.
Probably hoping to do that on the first shot, but what a great spare.
I have a feeling the conversation right before the shot was get up the boards, not because he was starting to get a little loose, getting a little right in his previous couple of shots.
We got back-to-back washouts on the left lane. The ball's just not reading early enough and getting to the head pin. Very nice.
Solid shot by Shepherds.
A 49-pin lead going into the 8th frame.
They'll extend that even further now, a 60-pin lead almost.
Mm-hmm.
Now it would be a 60-pin lead right now if you assume the 10. Strike right here by Sinovac would make it a 70-pin lead.
His coach said that he is a great team leader and just he knows what he's got to do and step up to win matches. That's kind of what you expect out of one of your key players. I'm going to guess that Lincoln Southeast is just trying to get this out of their system.
Yeah.
They know they've already lost the match, and have another game ahead of them.
Good cover by Sinovac. It'll be interesting to see here after Alec Carr throws maybe the first shot if Coach Sinovac takes a look again at Bailey Vavra. Had him in the match earlier. Here's Carr's first shot in the 10th. Very smooth.
Just a little high.
Good shot, Riley Johnson.
2 strikes for him this game, so he seems to be lined up. Just got to get his team on board.
Good cover by Carr. And as expected, Coach Sinovac will go to the bench and see if Vavra's got a better look. And sometimes it's just about settling those nerves, too. Early, you get in a game early and you're not really settled in yet. Nerves aren't settled in. Come back a game or two later and either your look has changed or your overall perspective has changed, which can help.
And we talked about it earlier as well, just the lanes transitioning.
Yeah.
You know, it does make a difference.
So that'll close out Fremont's game number 3, 2-0-1. They will win this. And now trail 2-1. Justin Zink into the game, getting an opportunity to throw a shot. There's Justin. So 201-134, the final there. So Southeast wins the first 2. Fremont has responded, won the third. And now the Tigers will try to put pressure on right away to start this 4th.
They're staying alive in our best-of-5 Baker match. Again, another must-win game for Fremont to give themselves a shot at the title for a three-peat.
There's Coach Sinovac, also a member of the PBA.
So he knows what it's all about.
And I was giving him a hard time. He was a terrific player.
I'm sure.
Great guy, too. The kind of guy you can say that about, and he'd laugh about it.
Good.
That's why I say it.
Because he probably knows where you live.
Probably does. That's even more scary. Good shot by Hollabaugh. Try to get him fired up. High fives all the way down the line.
Well, again, it's on the line for them to seize the moment and take the title. Fremont is not going to stop.
Fowler push with the strike.
They've been here before many times, so they're not new to this arena.
Here's Spencer Swearingen. Crosses over.
Good 9.
Just a freshman.
Again, a makeable spare. They just need to take their time.
Slapped it out. Got the 7 to go. Big double for Fremont. That looked like a move, didn't you think?
It looked a little straighter.
Yeah.
Let the ball get into a roll.
Yep. Maybe even a bit of a move left, too. Maybe just look left. So look a little
Whatever it was, it worked.
It worked.
And I'm sure he's going to do it again.
Good cover by Swearingen. So here's Sheppers.
You can hear his teammates asking for it to push. Just comes in just high enough to leave the 4-9. We'll see if he can convert this.
See if it took out the middle pin there. It came in late and left the baby split. I think 1 is 2 here. Don't you have to try to get 1?
Oh. Yes. We mentioned earlier the count on especially a double is huge.
Rough third frame for both of these teams. And Fremont holds on to that lead by 8, 54-46. And there's Kevin Dunkel chatting with his bowler. Kevin Dunkel's been around for 18 years. He has mentored, taught, and coached so many young bowlers. His Cinebec puts that 10 in the pit.
There's a great ball. Wow, those pins don't stand a chance.
It's a crossover, got it. Alec Carr, anchor bowler for the Tigers. And again, Carr averages 225.
That's amazing.
Good carry.
He's got multiple 300s and 800s. He's quite an accomplished bowler.
Johnson, ringing 10.
Ring 10.
For Riley. So an important spare here.
Very crucial.
The other team working on a double, already up by 8, now up by 18. You don't want to make it 28 with a miss here. Ooh. So as they switch sides here in game number 4, Fremont has put some pressure onto the Knights.
They have. I think, I mentioned you can kind of just feel it.
Yeah.
You can see it. I think they just need to take an extra moment just to relax. Not lose sight of the prize.
30-pin advantage here in game number 4 for Fremont. And Tyler Push will try to extend it with a strike here. Week 10 didn't quite finish.
It's like Tyler's got a big passion for baseball, not just bowling.
Right.
That's exciting.
Uh-huh. Good shot. Halaba with the big one.
They need it. They certainly need it. He's really good at giving high fives, is what we're told. Good for him.
And we've seen that. I wasn't aware that was a skill, but I am now.
We can all be good at something. And that opens the door just a little bit.
So the 28-pin lead could be dropped to under 20 with the strike there, but that is costly.
Certainly not what they were looking for to capitalize on that open frame. Good shot.
Got a chance.
Close.
So trying to extend it back to a 29-pin lead with a mark here is the freshman Logan Mueller.
It's been bowling for 5 years. High game of 279.
Well, his game looks like
It's got some good fundamentals.
Yeah, more developed than 5 years, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I think what you mentioned earlier, the older you get, I think it's easier to catch on.
Right. Good shot there. Gets the 10 to trip forward. Slapped it from both sides.
Late
and the
ball,
shot by
but
Colin Green.
Excited as he should be. He's been bowling a long time as well, 8 years.
High flush carries for Jared Shepherds. Important shot here for Ian Johnson. Trying to get his team back into this. Crosses over, 6-pin left. It's now really an opportunity to close this out, almost shut it down, is Senebec here on the left-hand lane. Strike here would extend the lead to 40 with 2 frames to go. Way inside.
Holds on a little bit, but leaves a high 4-pin. Again, very makeable. Keep the pressure on Lincoln Southeast.
Just enough paint on the pin to convert.
Wasn't sure about that.
That's right. .172, the best possible score for Lincoln Southeast. With a spare here, 151, 161 working in the ninth. So Fremont still some work to do. And to stay in it, Riley Johnson must strike right here. And that'll do it. So Fremont has come from a 2-0 deficit and roared back to take this match to 5 at 2-2.
Well, we knew it was going to be an exciting match. We weren't sure how it was going to play out, but with both of these teams with solid players, you know, now it will be a must-win game. Winner take all.
Isn't this exciting? Our second consecutive back-to-back 5-game match.
It is.
146 the final for Lincoln Southeast.
I have the pleasure of sitting with the Class B boys championship team coach.
How about
Larry?
that, huh? That was a fun one.
Who would have thought, right?
Who would have thought? That's, well, I think I told you that. Who would have thought?
I was very excited to interview you today. It has been a very exciting day just to be a bowler in the state of Nebraska and have this arena that John Lucido and his staff and everybody involved behind the scenes with Nebraska State High School. It's just been phenomenal. You know, I never had this opportunity as a high school bowler, so this is just an amazing chance for these kids.
201, back-to-back 201 games for Fremont. And we are headed to a 5th and deciding game.
It doesn't get any better than that.
You know, also here today is Brian English. Brian, USBC Youth Director for high school bowling across the entire country. He comes in every year for these state championships, says what we have here in Nebraska, the best run state championships anywhere in the country. And that's a guy who goes to all of them, right? I mean, Brian English has seen them all.
Absolutely. And this being my first year, I can attest to that just today.
Tyler Push to start it off. Rips the rack. Gives Fremont a good start. Needs to cross over. Hollabog rattles the 5, but it stands.
Both of these teams know it's a must-win situation. The winner of this match will take home the championship title for 2016.
Got the 7 out, left the 10, so a little bit of work left for Logan Mueller. Now Hollabog needs to convert the 5-pin. Good conversion, covers it handily. The Knights do their bowling out of Parkway lanes here in Lincoln. Bill Hoppy, the proprietor there. Bill's given so much to this sport as well, helping youth bowlers across the city. Good cover. Nice and direct.
Hung on there. Just long enough. Looks good. There we go.
Big shot there.
Yep. He's only been bowling for 6 years, so he's got some good fundamentals as well.
Yeah.
clutch shot when they need it. So it's going to be about filling frames.
Shepard needs to carry, and he does. That's a big shot. Good aggressive shot by Colin Green. Throws everything at the 7.
Late fall at the 7.
Go. That's a 3-bagger to give Southeast the lead. And I just have a feeling here that in big moments you're going to get a response from very good bowlers. And here's one right here.
Wow. Look at all that power. I mean, that is incredible. I think the pins see his ball coming and just fall down.
Really good bowlers love these moments. Love them.
Thrive in
Absolutely.
that situation.
And we're seeing it 4 in a row for Lincoln Southeast. Check that, 3 in a row.
They're hopeful for 4.
They certainly are.
Let's see if Riley can make that happen. First up, we got Alec. Looks like
Carr
he
needs a reaction. Got it. 7-10 and out. Johnson quick to go. Riley Johnson right after it, not waiting for anyone. Needs a reaction.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
That's a great shot. Great shot in a key moment.
Absolutely. And, you know, you think nothing really changes, you know, and it's a must-win for both of these teams to take home the title, and they got nothing to lose, essentially.
Just held on for Riley Johnson. Wow, what a great match we have going in here as the two coaches slap backs with each other.
Yep.
Dunkel and Sinovac. Great finish. Two teams that know each other well. They bowl each other during the year. And now a state championship on the line. 1 game, winner take all. Hollabaugh. Buries it. Big shot for Hollabaugh.
And there's his super great high fives that he's known for. He's getting his team fired up. Like, we are not done. Let's keep this going.
This to stay in the lead. Needs to push.
Comes in a little high.
Yeah.
That lane might be drying up a little bit.
So really what we have here is a 1-pin game. Now Southeast can make it a double-digit lead with a strike right here. And work to do there. That's a tough 2-8.
It's a tough spare.
Yep.
Lucky he didn't leave the 10 with that. Came up a little light. Certainly makeable. Both of these spares. Very crucial time.
Good cover. Picks it up. 1-pin difference. 119, 118 through 5 frames. Is 210. It's got double wood. The pin's back to back. You really need to go very heavy on the front pin. Otherwise, you might miss the back one, but he got them both.
Mm-hmm.
Big moment here for the freshman. Needs to push. Crossed it over. Certainly a makeable spare here.
Makeable, for sure. Makes
Hard
it a
not to feel
2-pin.
Just hard not to feel the pressure in that moment.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Again, we talked about it. It's just being able, with the experience, to be able to channel it.
Make the shot when you have to. And Southeast certainly did it there. Colin Green. Mueller needs to hook.
No, not what he was hoping for. That certainly opens the door.
Yep, so
it's not over by any stretch. Lots of game left.
13-pin lead. Johnson with a crucial shot right here. Crosses it over, leaves a 6-pin. So that leaves the door open a crack for Fremont here. What a big shot this is.
Absolutely.
For Jared Sheppers. Needs to string a few together to get back into it. That needs to hook a lot. It does. And
hoping for the late fall.
Wobbly 10 does not fall. Needs to skid. Oh, miss it left and opens the door. 187 in the ninth, and we have got a match. Big cover.
All right, that was a huge spare.
How big was that, and how much did Jared Sheppers feel the pressure? You know, it's funny when you're standing behind the boys down their lane, you can actually see the back of the pant leg shake a little bit. They know, they feel the gravity of this moment.
Oh my gosh. The knee's got to be knocking. You know, you got to have that adrenaline, your heart pumping. Those are the moments that they live for. You know, you want to be in this moment and need a shot. You know, to get your team that high school championship title.
Boy, what a big shot this is going to be for Tyler Sinovic.
He knows it. Looks good.
Push, got it. What a big shot and a huge fist pump and a high five for Dad.
Woo! That might have stung his hand a little bit.
Need to cover this. Got it. I tell you, Riley Johnson just wastes no time in going up and getting it. So here's the scenario. It's right now a 1-pin game.
It's a must strike.
Going to come down to count unless Carr can throw this strike.
Correct.
If Carr throws this strike, Fremont is on its way to the win. Fremont state championship rests on a strike right here from Alec Carr.
It's a must strike situation.
Needs to react. Did. Oh,
wow.
Buries it and leaves the 10. So now it comes down to count.
Yep.
And
strike
Riley
here.
Johnson,
Riley will shut them out.
Riley Johnson is up in bowling. He needs 10 to win it. State championship. We could have a tie.
We could.
We can have a tie. 2:06 for Southeast. And now Alec Carr must pick up the spare
and must
strike. Now let me tell you the scenario in high school bowling for a tie. One shot, one-on-one. Each coach picks his best player to make one shot. That could be for a state championship if he picks this up.
Ball
and
for
strikes.
ball. Mm-hmm. He knows it.
Our best match of the day.
Incredible.
Carr has to have it. And he got it under pressure. What a shot by Carr.
And you know what? I mean, he threw that shot great. You know, left a wrap 10.
Yep.
I don't know that he's going to make any sort of adjustment. Again, these are the moments that any player
they feel it right here, don't they?
Strive for. You know, you have to make a shot for your team. And this is it. I mean,
a strike.
All eyes are on Alec right now.
A strike, we go to sudden death.
He's going to.
Anything other than that, your state champs are from Lincoln Southeast.
Mm-hmm. All eyes on him. Another great shot.
What a shot by Carr. And we go to sudden death. What a finish here in Class A. The boys state high school championship on the line, and each coach gets to pick their best player, and it's a one-shot showdown. Now, if each tie in one shot, the coach has to pick another player who was in the lineup for the last game. And then if they tie, the coach picks another player. You go all the way through the order until you start over and we do it again.
Sure.
So this is going to come down to two bowlers making one shot with a state championship on the line. What a finish here in Class A.
Talk about saving the best for last, right? It's our first tie in Game 5 of all games. Literally the deciding
So
game.
the highest seeded team gets to pick whether they want to go first or if they want to go second. So Fremont is the higher seed. So Fremont has chosen
to go first,
and they want to go on the right-hand lane. They get to pick the bowler, the lane, and the order because they're the top seed coming in.
Good strategy. Alec just came off this lane. 2 great shots. Let's see if he can do it again. Put the pressure on Riley.
Shot by Carr, needs to react, it does. Wow. Flush, what a shot. And now, Riley Johnson must match. Here he goes. Johnson needs a strike to tie. Got it!
And he gets it.
Wow, what a finish. And now the coaches have to pick another player. And already Fremont has made the choice. They're going with Tyler Sinovic.
I got chills, Larry. I don't know about you, but this is exciting. The crowd is fired up. These kids are fired up. This is it.
This is our best match in the history of high school bowling on NET.
This is amazing.
Terrific finish. 2 great teams, great bowlers making great shots.
Especially to be down 0-2 to get to this point. Sudden death. Bowler number 2. Their knees aren't knocking, they are now.
Shot by Sinovic. Needs to push. Got it!
Wow.
Big shot by Sinovic. That could be a state championship shot. So now on the left-hand lane, Coach Dunkel has chosen to go with Ian Johnson. So Ian Johnson on the left-hand lane must strike to extend it. Got a strike. It's in there. Got it! Wow. Big shot. And we go to our 3rd bowler in a sudden death showing for the state championship.
This is incredible. This crowd is so electric. I tell you what, wow. This is amazing.
So Tyler Push, the leadoff bowler for Fremont, is the choice of head coach Terry Sinovic. And already up, Sean Hollabaugh, the leadoff bowler for Southeast, is their choice. And you can see Hollabaugh pacing in the background as Tyler Push gets ready for the shot. They've chosen to go first again. Off the boards.
Wow.
3 shots, 3 strikes, 3 chances to win a state championship for Fremont. And
that's about as good as it gets, Larry.
And now a 3rd opportunity for Southeast
to stay alive
and grab the trophy out of the hands of Fremont.
A must-strike situation. Wow, this is exciting.
Hollabaugh has to strike. Needs to hook a lot. It does.
Wow. I'm loving this. Woo.
And so now Sinovic has gone to Jared Sheppers.
They are giving each other a run for this title. Wow. Fremont, the 2-time defending champions. Lincoln Southeast wanting to seize that. Wow. So now we got Jared Sheppers. Again, they are choosing to go first. It seems to be working for them.
Sheppers got the reaction. Wow. What a finish here.
They are pumped up. Look at them go. Wow. Nothing less than a strike.
And so now it's up to Colin Green. Same situation. Colin must throw a strike or Fremont wins the title. Needs to push.
Oh.
Ring 10 and Fremont is your state champion. What a finish.
Wow. I tell you what a great showing from both teams. Making shots when they need to like that. Phenomenal.
Unbelievable finish here in Class A for the state championship. And congratulations to Fremont, its 3rd consecutive state championship. And equally congratulations to Southeast, who put on a phenomenal show here to wrap it up. What a great finish.
Nothing to hang their heads about. Not at all. Wow. incredible finish to the day. Some amazing talent out there, Larry, and they have bright future. Nothing to be upset about.
So Fremont wins it on the 4th roll-off sudden death shot. When we come back, we'll hear from the champs right here on NET.
Whether it's spring planting, fall harvesting, or just a drive across the state, soy biodiesel helps a diesel-powered engine operate in a demanding job. Soybean oil from Nebraska soybeans makes biodiesel a renewable fuel that's also environmentally responsible. The soybean checkoff plays a major role in supporting the use and availability of biodiesel. The Nebraska Soybean Board, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Funding for the NHSBF State Championships was provided by the Lincoln Bowling Association through grants from the Alan and Marcia Bear Foundation and the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation. Reminding you that more than 1,000 high school students compete statewide in varsity bowling.
Programming on NET television is made possible in part by U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank knows the importance of giving back. That's why we're committed to support charitable, educational, and service organizations in communities across Nebraska and the nation. Last year, U.S. Bank employees provided more than 3,000 hours of community service in Nebraska, and we're dedicated to continuing that support. U.S. Bank, serving you in Nebraska. Member FDIC.
Your favorite PBS shows, ready to watch when you are. Anytime, any place. Find more ways to explore than ever before.
NET Sports in the Game, winning America's top awards for sports journalism, event coverage, and original documentaries. The NET Sports Team chronicles Nebraska's epic events and sports stories. NET Sports is Nebraska's home for sports.
Hi, I'm Larry Putney. Sports fans tell us that NET brings Nebraska together through coverage of high school and college athletics. Contributions from nearly 1,000 Sports Partners Club members make possible more than 200 hours of sports throughout the year. Members receive invitations to special events like tailgates, sports speakers, and live productions. And you can join the Sports Partners Club by visiting netnebraska.org. Sports partners like you put the action in NET Sports.
Well, it's the best finish we've had in the history of Nebraska High School Bowling Federation State Championships. It's all tied in the 5th at 2:06, and it goes to 4 sudden death bowlers before Fremont wins it in the 4th sudden death with a strike. Let's take a look at the singles competition, which occurred yesterday. Riley Johnson of Southeast, who you saw out here, won the singles title. Renzo Mendez, who's just a freshman from Northeast, shot a 620 to finish second. And now, with our champs, let's go down to Stephanie.
Thank you, Larry. Alec, first of all, congratulations. I don't even know where to start. You guys were down 2 games in a best-of-5 Baker match, knowing you needed to win the next 3. You're up in the 10th frame. You need a strike to tie. What's going through your mind?
Just settle, calm myself down, and make the best shot I can and give my team a chance.
Yeah. Well, phenomenal bowling from you and your teammates. Congratulations. And Coach, Dad, this is a three-peat officially for your team.
This is.
How does this hail in comparison to your last 2 championships?
It's really hard to say. I've got a senior Alec here. I had Zach last year, who was a senior. Hats off to every one of these guys because they stood up with him. They wanted to win. They wanted him to go out on top. So, I can't say, more than enough with these guys, how they rallied. Being down 0-2, and, you could easily throw in the towel there, and they fought it, and they dug through it. And I'm proud of them. I mean, it was impressive. It was fun to watch, both teams.
Well, it's certainly never over till it's over, so much deserved. Go celebrate, and back to you, Larry.
All right, thanks, Stephanie. Congratulations once again to Fremont, who wins it in, again, the 4th sudden death shot in game number 5. They were all even at 2 games apiece. What a phenomenal finish, and congratulations to both of these teams. Now for medal and trophy presentations, let's go to our public address announcer.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about one more round of applause for our 2 finalists? And now for the awards presentation. Your Class A boys runner-up, the Lincoln Southeast Knights. Head coach Kevin Dunkel, assistant coach Tyler Dunkel. Sean Hollabaugh. Spencer Swearingen. Colin Green. Ian Johnson. Riley Johnson. Brett Neiman. Justin Zink. Gentlemen, your runner-up trophy. Congratulations, Lincoln Southeast, your Class A boys runner-up. And now, here we have it, your 2015-16 Class A boys state champs, 3rd time, Fremont Tigers. Head coach Terry Sinovic, assistant coach Ryan Carr. Tyler Push. Jared Sheppers. Bailey Vavra. Tyler Sinovic. Alec Carr. Logan Mueller. Gentlemen, here's your championship trophy. Congratulations. This is your 2015-16 Class A Boys State Champions.
So congratulations one more time to your state champs from Fremont, the Tigers, 3-time state champs. And wow, what a way to finish these boys high school state championships on NAT. It goes into extra shots, 4 sudden death shots. Either team could sudden win or sudden lose, and it's Fremont coming out on top. We crowned 4 state champions today right here on NAT. In Class D, it was Humphrey St. Francis. North Bend in Class C. Pius X wins it in Class B. And in Class A, you just saw it, the best match in the history of the NHSBF. It was Fremont over Lincoln Southeast in 5. So that'll do it for the boys state championships. I'm Larry Putney for Stephanie Johnson and our entire NAT Sports production crew. Thanks so much for joining us here at Sun Valley Lanes in Lincoln, Nebraska for the Nebraska High School Bowling Federation, I'm Larry Putney. We'll see you next week right here on NET Sports.